Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to jump into the character sheet of the Rhino. Classic Spider-Man villain, even though he does appear in many other series outside of everyone's favorite webhead. He sort of became like a easy villain of the week in many comic book runs ever since he made his first debut. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, in physical description, the character sheet establishes that Rhino is 6'5" and he weighs 710 pounds. Now, for powers and abilities, his intelligence is normal, his strength is superhuman class 90, his speed, stamina, and durability are all superhuman. His agility and reflexes are normal. He has like basic hand-to-hand combat skills. Now, Rhino doesn't have any other extra superpowers. The guy's just a big lug, a powerhouse. Now, depending on the era of Rhino, there's times where he can't remove his costume and he's stuck in it, and this sort of drives him crazy. Now, the source of his powers are through this mutagenic chemical that altered his DNA. And to add on top of this, he was bombarded with gamma radiation. Now, for the costume itself, it's made out of this weird comic book polymer that it's super thick, very much like the hide of a rhinoceros. I love that the character sheet takes the time to explain that the costume has seams where he can poop and pee out of, because especially during that era where he couldn't take off the costume, that would have been really rough. Now, outside of that, obviously the costume is highly impervious to damage and to extreme temperatures. He also has two horns that are made out of the same material and they're extremely durable. Now, Rhino's first appearance was in Spider-Man issue 41, and it was part of a 3-issue story arc where Rhino battles Spider-Man for the first time, and he has this whole situation where he can't remove the costume, but then he uses acid to remove it. And he ends up destroying it, and then Rhino resurfaces in Incredible Hulk issue 104. And here it establishes that this is when he gets his super strength. He battles the Hulk for the first time. He gets his ass handed to him, and also he has to deal with the explosion of this truck. The whole ordeal leaves Rhino in shock. Then Rhino pops up again in Incredible Hulk issue 124. He gets back on his feet with the help of the leader, and he gets another power upgrade. And Rhino is part of this plan of the leader to prevent the marriage between Bruce Banner and Betty Ross. He gets defeated again by the Hulk, and he's left in a comatose state. Then in Incredible Hulk issues 157 to 159, he's revived again by the leader. And this time what happens is Stearns actually takes mental control over the Rhino, used him to battle against the Hulk, and Rhino ends up traveling to space, and then he finds himself on Counter-Earth and he battles Hulk again. And at the end of that story arc, Rhino returns to Earth. Then in Incredible Hulk issue 171, Rhino teams up with Abomination to battle the Hulk. Obviously, they're defeated. Then in Defenders issues 42 to 43, Rhino joins Egghead's Emissaries of Evil, and they end up battling against the Defenders. Now, back in the Incredible Hulk series, in issue 218, Rhino battles against Doc Samson. Then in Marvel Team Up, Rhino joins forces with AIM, and they end up battling against Spider-Man and Doc Samson. After that, we have Avengers issues 236 to 237, where we have Rhino being part of this jailbreak. And he ends up battling against not only the Avengers, Spider-Man chips in to bring him back to justice. Then Rhino pops up in the Thing series, issue 24, where he agrees to participate in an experiment to be able to remove his costume. And this was with help of Miracle Man, and obviously Rhino ends up battling against the Thing. Then we have Spider-Man issues 280 to 281, where he has a new costume. And now we have Rhino being part of the Sinister Syndicate. He battles against Spider-Man, Silver Sable, and Sandman. Then we have the Deadly Foes of Spider-Man miniseries, where we have the Sinister Syndicate pretty much falling apart. Rhino ends up battling against the Beetle. I remember the last issue of this miniseries, issue 4, was one of the first comic books I ever got. So, at least on this character sheet, we don't have any more appearances. So, we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.